So I turn it on. How's that? Better. Well, as it says, another live chat about what it's like after 8 years in the Philippines. One is I don't speak Tagalog. I don't know why, actually. I can't really comprehend the reason because I lived in Central America for a lot less time, in spurts over time, a lot more time. But at one time, the longest I was ever in Mexico was 2 years, maybe. And I speak fluent Spanish. I did. I'm a little rusty, but I can speak Spanish. I've been here 8, and I cannot speak Tagalog, and I don't really know why because everybody around me speaks it. I think the reason is I don't have to. See, if nobody spoke English to me and they only spoke Tagalog in this house, I would learn much quicker to speak Tagalog. I have no choice. If I want something and they answered and talked to me only in Tagalog, then I would learn the language a lot better. So I think that may be on the list of things to happen around here. Today's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. For me, it's Mother's Day. For my wife here in the Philippines, it's Mother's Day. For you in the U.S., I guess it's tomorrow. But it is what it is. After 8 years, I still love my wife very much. It's not going to change. You know, I was watching this guy today, and he's talking about the Americans and Canadians and, well, the foreign people that failed in the Philippines and have nowhere to go because they sold everything in the U.S. and now they have nothing here. They have no income other than maybe a small Social Security check, or nothing at all. I mean, I saw a blog about some guy that literally is homeless, lives on the streets of Manila, lived in a cardboard box inside of a building that, you get the idea. I think he was American. So I'm sure that there are those people here in this country that cannot figure out what to do, and they're younger than me, you know, and guard my privacy. Okay, it's guarded. Um, and it is, there's guys that are older than me that are stuck here. I'm 70, and I don't know what it would be like. I mean, I would never get stuck anywhere. I'm too resilient, I'm too intelligent to not figure out a way to make it. If I was kicked out of my home and had to make it on my own, I would. I don't think that that's really a big issue to me. It wouldn't be easy, but it would definitely be doable. I mean, hey, how are you doing, Tyson? Tyson Preston, 1677. Where are you at? I'm in Luzon, near 2 hours from Manila, myself. Anyway, um, there's a way. You don't have to be homeless and poor and destitute and eating out of garbage cans. There's always a way. There's always something to do. There's always people you can meet, people that'll help you if you are just normal. I mean, if you're stupid and you're out fucking around and being in trouble and just well, hey, you get what you get. But normal people in the Philippines, I don't think that there's very many Filipinos that wouldn't help you. Actually, I think that for one, you can eat anywhere. Go into one of the provinces, walk around the cities, find funerals. Wherever there's a funeral, they're giving away free food. Anybody can walk in, look at the corpse, and then you can eat. That's just the way it is here. So I know it sounds dumb. It'll feed you. There's ways. You see a birthday party, usually that's pretty open to. You say, hi, how you doing? Happy birthday. They'll invite you in for lunch. So you don't have to be, especially if you're American. Canadians, Americans, we're kind of welcome to every situation there is here. And if you go to a funeral, they give you food to go as well. So you not only get a lunch, but you get a meal for later. And you can go back or you can hang out there and drink, party, play cards, whatever for 2-3 days in a row. They don't care. It's just kind of an open thing. And like I said, I ain't doing it, but if I was starving or if I was hungry enough, I'd surely be figuring it out. So, there's things to do. There's ways. You don't have to be, like I said, I feel sorry for anybody who is. It doesn't, if you came to a foreign country with the idea you were going to stay here, it just seems to me like you would have enough intelligence, fortitude, maybe that's the word I'm looking for, to be able to hang anywhere. I mean, me, I've been in a bunch of countries. I've shown up with nothing, literally nothing, and we crashed a boat on an island in the Pacific, the Marshall Islands, and had nothing, literally had nothing. So what? I survived it. I managed to get back to Hawaii. That was 15 years ago. I'm doing great now. I was doing great then. It wasn't that big of an issue when it was going on. I've got to tell you, though, I'll never eat a seagull again. Whoa, that's terrible stuff. Ate a lot of turtles, though. And, it is what it is, You can't, I don't know, everybody's different, I guess. We're all made of the same stuff, but I don't know. I've said it many times, Anybody who sends me a text, email, or whatever, I can put them on the track to making money. No issues. I have 3 companies in the United States, and we do a lot of, it's all online. It's no big deal. I mean, you don't have to have a brain. But I help. I have Philippine friends here that I help out. I don't work for them, and they can make a little bit of money here. Answering my phones. I pay good. So, there is ways to make money here. And, there's stuff here you can do. You don't have to even do that. There's things in this country. If you're hungry enough, fuck, you can go pick beans. Oh, answer this phone. Put on a minute. Sorry about that interruption. Like I said, I have some businesses in the United States. That was one of my technicians calling me right now. So, anyway, I kind of forgot where it was at, but sorry about the break there in the middle. Shit, they say shit happens, right? I don't know what that's going to do to the live feed. Does it just stop and then start again? Or is there like a blank space for the 2 minutes I was on the phone? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, what I was talking about is, being resilient and living in a foreign country. Like I said, I ended up on an island in the middle of no place with absolutely nothing except what I had on, nothing else. And it took me all of about 6 months to get back to Hawaii from where I was at. Hawaii was the closest place. And what's funny is it cost me nothing. I got free boat rides, free airplane tickets, free clothing. I even got free stays in the hotel when I got to Hawaii. So it's all in how you do what you do. And I know for sure that if you're an American citizen here and you do get destitute and fucked up, you can go to the U.S. consulate and they do offer some help. I'm not saying they're going to, support you, but they will help you somewhat. You're an American citizen in a foreign country, and if you're stuck here, they will get you back. That I know for sure. But you have to be pretty bad and, be normal, have a place to go. Me, I have no place to go. If I go back to the U.S., I literally would have to start over, which for me isn't that big of a deal because I'm smart enough to know what to do. But why? Never going to happen to me, I hope. I have a wonderful family here, and they take very good care of me, even though I bitch and complain all the time. My wife and my daughter are the best of the best. You couldn't ask for a better family. And I know her whole family, they all live close, and them too. If I needed help, I could go to any one of the family members and they'd help me in a second. And it's a nice feeling that we have that resourcefulness. She even has family in the U.S. And I know that actually they've helped us already because we went through a few months of some pretty rough times there. Ooh, business got really slow. And we have a lot of bills here. I mean, I've got car payments, motorcycle payments, electric bill, gasoline bill, diesel fuel. There's a lot of stuff. It piles up. So, altogether, we probably are out maybe $600 a month. I'm guessing more, $700 maybe. Our electric bill is $300 a month. And then we have people that work for us as well on the house. So, but it all works out okay. I mean, none of it is terrible. And so that's kind of what I wanted, just this little little chat about was, there are things to do, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about living in the Philippines, let me know. I would never live in like Manila or um, Clark or any place where there's mass amounts of Americans or foreign people. We go to the Clark Mall, SM Mall, which is a big, huge, monster fucking mall. It's 2 stories tall, and it's just big. It's big, and in all reality, it's Americans with young ladies, old Americans with young ladies, and a lot of this is going to sound weird, but I see a lot of Americans, Canadians, blah, blah, whatever. They're with lady boys. I don't get it. I'm sorry, man. The extra equipment there. So, no, I don't see that one at all. Salado. I don't know what any of that means. I speak English. Angelique. Hey. Hello. Anyway, yeah, it's a whole different culture here, the ladyboy thing, I think. I don't know. I don't know anything about it other than I see them walking around sometimes. And especially in Clark, there's a lot of them there. And Angeles, there's a lot of them there. I think that Angeles is like ladyboy city, actually. I don't know. But it's funny how you see straight guys in the malls walking around with these guys, these whatever they are. I don't know. I'm not, I don't know the whole letter alphabet thing. Sorry. We had one word for it when I was growing up. That was gay or queer. That was all there was, you know. So, and I don't think either of those are bad. I don't think that's like saying a bad word, you know. But I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't care. When you get, hey, how are you? Angelique said hi. You know, when you get to be 70, it doesn't matter much if somebody doesn't like you, if you don't, they're upset by something you say or, get a little bent. I don't care. Probably not part of my life anyway, so, I think it might have bothered me more when I was in my 30s. Oh my God, what's he thinking of me? No, I don't care. I don't care if people like me, don't like me, want to be my friend, don't want to be my friend. I don't care. I invite a lot of people over to our house. I meet people in the mall that I've never seen before, invite them over because we have a castle. And I invite them over to see the castle, especially newbies in the country. We find newbies that are, they have these, I call them rent-a-girls. They get on websites and they find a girl that will just hang with them and kind of show them around. It's like a dating service, I guess. And we see them periodically in the Philippines. And I'll, buddy up to them and talk to them and, how you doing? Hope you're having a good time in the Philippines. Come visit us if you've got a chance. And actually, some of them do. And, I've got a full bar so we can drink a little and, walk around, go fishing or play in the tennis court, whatever. There's a lot of stuff to do here. But that's me. A lot of Americans don't put themselves out on that line, I do. But I am. I'm not worried about a lot of stuff. We have 12 big dogs. Well, we have 8 big dogs, Belgians and Huskies. And then we have a bunch of the little turds. I'm sitting right next to my little dachshund. She had a skin problem so bad when we got her from where she was at. She was living on top of a wood pile, and we think that the mites in the wood got into her skin. And we've had her for about a month and a half, 2 months. And I'm finally getting it under control. But he may end up being the only hairless dachshund on the planet because he is getting some of his hair back. And maybe he'll get it all back, but I think he's going to be spotty at best. But I don't care. I don't care if people like him. I'll get him a t-shirt. If he looks too bad, I'll get him a t-shirt. He's the only boy dog we have out of 12 dogs. And he's the fucking boss, I'll tell you. Somebody knocks on the door. Somebody walks in the house. They walk into the room. The other dog's barking. He chases the husky around all the time. You don't care. The biggest dogs I have, this little 2-month-old, 3-month-old. Hey, Lynn. How old is Walter? 4? Yeah, so he's 4 months. And we've had him for 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 4. We've had him for 2. And finally, his skin is just... He's still got bumps. He's not looking perfect, but a lot better. And they're my buddies. You know, I got 3 dogs that sleep in my bed every night. One's a husky, North American husky. And then I got I don't know, I call it a giant chihuahua, but I don't know what it really is. And I got this little guy, my dog's in bed. And they're you can hear them in the background. They're my puppies. And, you know, life wouldn't be the same without your dog. You know, without dogs. You know, I see this thing going on in the U.S. about the Muslims saying that dogs are unhealthy and they're trying to stop dogs from being in Minnesota, I think. New York, I don't know. Hear this. If I had a choice of a person, that's the dachshund. He thinks he's the boss. Hey, all right, calm down. Anyway, oh, be quiet. You're not tough. You're little. You're only a foot long, for crying out loud. Anyway, if I had a choice of my dogs or people, mostly I would keep my dogs. There's very few people that I care enough about to have around me. I don't know, it's breakfast. Oh, it's breakfast time, I think. That's what's going on. All right, guys. Well, I've been on 17 minutes. I've bored you enough. And Rosalind, Lynn. You know, my wife's name is Lynn's with a Z at the end. So, hey, saying hi. And I'm going to go. And you guys enjoy. Thumbs up, subscribe. I average 2 subscribers every time I do these live streams. So keep it going. Keep giving me 2. I was monetized for years, and then I screwed up, and they demonetized me for copying videos. I thought they were cool videos. I didn't know you couldn't do it. And they told me they were going to strike me, and they gave me 3 strikes at the same time. And I was doing something else and paying attention to it on my phone for a couple of weeks, and they demonetized me. That's been 2 years now. And I mean, if I get monetized again, that's great. If I don't, that's fine too. It is what it is. I don't really have any good or bad about it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to say adios. You have a nice afternoon, and I'll be doing this again around noon.